In today's video, I'll be testing out cooking hacks from Blossom by attempting to make a golden egg with pantyhose. Trying to make tacos and grilled cheese sandwiches in a toaster, we find out what is the best way to cut butter and why you should never use a toaster on its side. Plus more things you guys dared me to do in the comment section. In the last video, I asked you guys to tell me something you don't understand. And after reading your comments, I realized there's a lot of stuff that I also don't understand. But we'll get through it together. And since you guys came up with so many comments, I thought I'd ask another question. What's the worst part about the holidays? It could be anything from the terrible weather to having to pretend you really like those terrible sweaters your mom buys you. Be creative with your answers and put whatever you can come up with in the comment section. I'll be picking 10 of my favorite to be featured in the next video. Now, let's get this thing going. For this next life hack, we're gonna be making the world's best toaster grilled cheese sandwich. But in order to do that, we're gonna need some melted butter. So we're gonna try out a few life hacks to find out what works best when dealing with butter. So as we all know, the worst way to cut butter is just to take it out of the fridge and simply cut it with the knife, although that does work. But you get these little squares and then you have to spread it out over the butter, and maybe there's actually a better way of doing it than that. Now, it's been said on the internet the best way to actually do this is with a carrot peeler, and that actually makes a lot of sense to me, but to be sure, we're gonna find out. Actually, no. That surprisingly sucks. Sometimes it just works better in the life hack videos. The knife actually did a much better job than the carrot peeler. But actually we got a little bit of a strip out, but you have to make sure to hold the butter still and it's gonna get all over your carrot peeler. I'm surprised, I thought that was gonna be a pretty good life hack. As it turns out, using a knife for this actually probably makes more sense, even if you are gonna go across the top. But still, that is definitely better than what was done with the carrot peeler. But that's okay, because the goal is not to get sliced butter here. We actually have to get liquid butter, so to do that, I'm gonna try one more thing. Now, according to the internet, the best way to get your butter soft is to put really hot water into a glass, pour the water out, and then put the butter into it. I mean, of course, you could just microwave the butter or something like that, but this seems like a really interesting approach. So with this butter softening hack, it's pretty much guaranteed to work. But if anything, it might actually work too well. That has never happened before. So as you can hear probably, I've actually got water boiling up just off screen, which means we're about to find out how well this life hack works. So this is really hot water in a really thin glass, so I feel like even though it's just been a few seconds, I'm gonna go ahead and pour this out already. Okay, there's still a ton of steam coming off of that. I'm actually just gonna set a coaster on top to keep the hot air in there. I mean, of course it's pretty soft. As you can tell, it's almost completely liquefied. I was hoping that it would melt it the entire way through, but I guess it just wasn't quite enough for that, so I'm gonna throw it in the microwave for like 15 seconds. Then, we're gonna make a grilled cheese sandwich in the toaster. For this next cooking hack, I'll be making what is definitely not the world's best grilled cheese sandwich, but you might have better luck. Step one on making the world's best grilled cheese sandwich: tinfoil. The next thing you're gonna need is parchment paper, bread, and some cheddar cheese. Now the first step is easy. You just take the butter you've made, put a little bit on a brush, and coat the outsides of the bread. I swear if this grilled cheese sandwich isn't the best thing I've ever had, I'm gonna destroy my whole kitchen. So let's hope it's good. I don't have a brush, so I'm just kind of dabbing it with a sponge. That should be fine though. And in the middle, you just put a couple pieces of cheese. Pretty simple, right? I mean, this is basics for making a grilled cheese sandwich, which I've made plenty of. And now that the sandwich is basically put together, you just wrap the thing up and the tinfoil goes on the outside. Okay, let's hope this fits in there. All right, the toaster is on. I'm really hoping for an amazing grilled cheese sandwich. Not sure what setting to use, so I'm just gonna keep it turned up pretty high. But I am gonna keep it on its side actually, because I don't want all the cheese to melt down into my toaster. That was a mistake. You should definitely not ever use a toaster on its side. Okay, smoke's happening. A lot of smoke's happening. That's not a good sign. Oh wow. I think I was burning plastic. Setting your toaster on its side might not actually be such a good idea after all. You know, with as many views as these life hack videos get, I'm kind of surprised that more people don't burn their houses down. But oh, there we go, it's done. I was gonna say, maybe I'm not supposed to set it on its side. That might just be me being stupid. Yep. Just another classic case of me doing something stupid. Okay, so my house does smell a little bit like burnt plastic right now, but it also smells like grilled cheese. But the real question is not how does it smell, but how does it taste? Okay. Pulling it out wasn't as easy as putting it in. I swear if this worked, it's a game changer. All right, it did something. Yeah, that's a mushy grilled cheese sandwich. Hot. Whew. All the cheese is melted. The toast is not crispy. That's probably because I put a lot of butter on this and I shouldn't have put that much, but it does taste good. It's just not crunchy. So although I would argue that this isn't the best way to make a grilled cheese sandwich, definitely don't want to try to put your toaster on its side because you will burn your house down. But all things considered, this is a very viable way to make one. And not only that, but I had an empty slot in my toaster, so I could have made 2 of these things. And so while this life hack might not be idiot proof, it is probably the next best thing to an oven. And that being said, we'll be on to the next life hack. But before I put this toaster up, I wanted to try one more thing. Now, from what I've been seeing in these life hack videos, if you get these little mini flour tortillas and stick it in a toaster, it'll turn into a hard shell tortilla. And I figured that's easy enough, so we might as well give it a try. All right, let's see what happens. Well, they're not quite hard yet. That's what she said. So we're gonna just pop it back in and give it a little while longer. Okay, that seems like it's probably good enough. I could tell they were getting burnt in there. Ah! Okay, well this isn't a perfect idea, as you can tell. Oh my god, none of them made it out alive. But they are crispy, and that it's still probably good. This did not work at all. Wow. Maybe if you used another type of tortilla, but they were using flour tortillas in the videos, and while I know this would work under certain circumstances, I mean, as you can tell, it definitely did crisp these things, so maybe if I was just a little bit more gentle putting it in there, but yeah, under these real world circumstances, it's gonna be pretty hard to find a tortilla that specifically fits inside of a toaster. But in the oven, there actually is a life hack that will work for doing this, so I'd say if you could avoid it, don't use your toaster. And that being said, we'll be on to the next life hack. The next cooking hack that we're about to get into is trying to make a golden egg. Now, I know that this is possible. It's a very difficult challenge, but if you sit there and shake an egg for long enough, it'll actually scramble it inside of the egg, and then if you boil it, you'll get a hard-boiled golden egg. It's pretty cool. I've never actually been able to do it. For one, I don't have the patience or the dexterity to shake it really hard without breaking it. But in a Blossom life hack, they say if you use a pair of pantyhose, you can take the egg, put it in the pantyhose, and wind it up really fast, and that spinning motion will cause the egg to scramble itself. Now, I did get a cage-free egg, and as you can see, it's brown, and I can actually feel it slosh around in there, which I feel like is different than a lot of the normal white cheap eggs that you buy. I don't really know. I don't have that much experience with eggs. But I do feel like there's a good chance this might not work, just because the egg is only gonna be spinning, you know? It's not gonna have any jarring motion to kind of get it scrambled. I'm not sure how to explain that, but we are gonna test it out to find out if it works. That being said, let's get this thing going. I swear this is the first time I've ever opened up a pair of pantyhose. What do you, okay, all right. I didn't know I was buying the jump into kind of pantyhose. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm just gonna sit here and spin my egg. It didn't say how long to spin it for. My arms are getting tired. Okay, I've been spinning this egg now for a while and my arms are about to tire out. So I'm gonna put this in some boiling hot water and find out if I have a golden egg or if I just did all this for nothing. Seeing as how this is an idea being promoted by life hack channels, literally anything's possible. But I will say this though, I'm not quite hearing as much sloshing around in there as I was before. That's a good sign. Let's see what happens when we boil it though. Well, that is exactly 12 minutes. And as you can tell, something did not go right when I was cooking this. I put it in whole and it came out completely split. But that's okay, because really we just wanted to find out if it was in fact a golden egg, and if the outside is any indicator, we have not made a golden egg. Now ordinarily you'd probably wait for it to cool down, and then you'd probably also want to crack it in a way that didn't result in ruining the boiled egg, but we're just trying to find out if it's a golden egg. So what I'm gonna do right now is just cut completely through it and we'll find out what we've got. Okay, now is the big moment. I guess we're gonna find out what's inside of this weird looking thing. Wow, and it's a perfect hard-boiled egg. I mean, it wasn't scrambled up even a little bit. So obviously this life hack does not work, and there's a million ways they could have faked it. But that's not really the important part. I think that shaking up an egg, if you were to successfully do it, I think you would scramble the egg inside of there and it would come out exactly how you'd imagine, just completely gold the whole way through it. But you would need to put it in something like a paint mixer or something like that that's gonna be able to shake it up really well. Otherwise, you're just gonna be dyeing your eggs yellow and showing them to people on YouTube claiming that you've done it this way. But that being said, Blossom did say that you should cook your hard-boiled eggs for 12 minutes. And I gotta say, it turned out pretty good. Still hot. So credit where credit's due, but if you're thinking that pantyhose is gonna get you a golden egg, you're incorrect. That being said, we'll be on to the next life hack. For that one, I'm not saying it's completely fake, but when I tried to replicate it in this real world scenario, It did not work. But I'll let you guys decide. Let me know what you think in the comments. So if this video was helpful or if you just enjoyed watching it, make sure to click the like button. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and bell me for notifications if you'd actually like to see the videos. And of course, I'll be seeing you guys in just a few days with a new video. All right, thanks guys. Bye.